This fanfiction is only for entertainment purposes, so please don't take it seriously and don't be offended. It's just a story made out of imagination, so it doesn't define any character in real life. I hope you'll enjoy the story and leave positive comments without hating the author and character. I don't own any pictures, but the storylines are completely mine. I will do voiceover so you can mute it if you want. Hope you will like the video. It was past midnight. The streets were silent, empty, and cold, but your heart was racing like a drum. You were running fast, your breath shaky, your legs hurting, but you didn't stop. You could still hear the soft, but creepy footsteps behind you. The shadow was following you. It was him, that disgusting playboy from your college. You had rejected him earlier, but clearly he didn't care. He was now chasing you with filthy intentions, his eyes full of lust and evil. You glanced behind once and felt your stomach twist in fear. He was getting closer. Wyan, just a little more. You whispered to yourself. Your best friend, well, secret boyfriend, had promised to meet you here tonight. You trusted him. You had to reach him. But fate had other plans. Just as you turned the corner, your body hit something, or rather, someone hard. You stumbled back, breathless and terrified. Without even looking up, acting on pure instinct and fear, you reached forward, grabbed his collar, and crashed your lips onto his. Your eyes stayed tightly shut. You thought it was him. The one you trusted. But it wasn't. The man's body went still under your touch. His eyes widened. His hand, which had been gripping a loaded gun just moments ago, loosened around the weapon. He didn't move. He simply stood there, stunned, because you had just kissed the man who was here to kill you. Taehyung. Mafia boss. Cold-blooded killer. The man you saw murder someone in the alley last night, and ran away before he could caught you. He found out your house address, which was near, and that's why he was here to kill the last witness who saw him doing that crime. His jaw clenched slightly, but his gaze didn't leave you. The soft warmth of your lips on his, the way your hands trembled slightly, he felt it all. And strangely, he didn't pull away. He only broke out of his trance when he looked up and noticed the man behind you, the college playboy frozen in fear. The boy's eyes widened when he saw Taehyung's face. Without a second thought, he turned and ran into the darkness, disappearing from sight. You slowly opened your eyes and froze. That face. That same sharp jawline, cold eyes, the man with blood on his hands, the man who murdered someone right in front of you. Your legs felt weak. Your body shook as you stepped back in panic. But before you could even turn to run, a strong hand wrapped around your waist and yanked you forward with brutal force. You gasped. He slammed your back against the nearby wall rough and fast. You whimpered softly, your palms trying to push him away. Wyan, what are you? But your words vanished the moment he crashed his lips onto yours again. Not soft. Not gentle. Hungry. Dominating. Wild. Your eyes widened in shock. A tear rolled down your cheek. You tried to scream, but his lips devoured you. You tried to push him off, but he pinned your wrists tightly above your head with just one of his hands, his body pressing hard into yours. Wyan, stop, please. You breathed through the kiss, but he didn't listen. Your tears fell faster. You felt your lungs burn for air. He didn't let go. Not until he felt your knees going weak, not until he was sure you'd pass out from the lack of breath. Only then did he pull back, his eyes dark, his lips slightly swollen, and his breathing rough. You gasped, taking in deep, panicked breaths, almost falling. But he caught you, his strong arms not letting you collapse. His mouth brushed against your ear as he whispered, his voice low, dangerous, and teasing. Taehyung, just to save yourself from a rat, you woke up a monster, senorita. So now, deal with him. Your body froze. Before you could react, he threw you over his shoulder, your stomach against him, your legs kicking in the air. Wyan, no. Put me down. You screamed, hitting his back with your fists. But he didn't flinch. Your heart pounded wildly as he carried you like you weighed nothing. The wind slapped against your skin, your hair falling over your face, and no matter how much you tried to break free, his grip only tightened. Taehyung, you should have run when you had the chance. he said darkly, smirking to himself. Taehyung, but now that you kissed me, you belong to me. Your eyes widened. Your stomach twisted with fear and something else you couldn't describe. Because behind the fear, a strange warmth burned where his lips had touched yours. Your body hit the soft mattress with a thud as Taehyung threw you onto the bed like a rag doll. You gasped, quickly crawling backwards, heart pounding like crazy. Your hands fumbled around the bed, desperately trying to find something. Anything. A vase. A lamp. A damn paperweight. But the room was clean. Too clean. It had nothing you could defend yourself with. You looked up in fear just as he walked toward you, slow and dangerous like a lion hunting its prey. Your breath hitched when he grabbed your ankle and pulled you down roughly, your back hitting the mattress again as you let out a weak cry. He leaned in. Closer. Too close. You turned your face away in panic. You didn't want to look at him. You couldn't. But he only chuckled. A deep, dark sound that sent chills down your spine. Taehyung, I came here to kill you. He whispered near your neck, his eyes devouring the sight of your trembling body. Taehyung, but then you kissed me like a desperate little thing. So I changed my mind. You stayed still, heart racing. Taehyung, now you'll live but under my roof. You'll work for me. You'll speak only when I allow it. He said coldly. He leaned closer to your ear. Taehyung, in short, sweetheart, act mute. Got it. You kept your face turned, holding back your tears, your hands clenching the bedsheet tightly. But the next second, cold metal touched your cheek. He used the barrel of his gun to turn your face toward him. Your breath caught in your throat. Your eyes met his. Cold. Emotionless. Hungry. You didn't say a word. You couldn't. Taehyung, look at you. So quiet now, but these lips. He muttered, smirking as his gaze dropped to your lips. He slowly dragged the gun across them, his eyes gleaming with mischief. Taehyung, I need words, senorita. Say yes if you want to see heaven. Say no if you want to see hell. He said in a deep tone. You gulped. Your lips trembled. Why yes. You whispered so softly, it barely left your lips. He smirked in victory. Then slowly pulled away, still keeping the gun pointed lazily at you. He took out his phone and called someone. Taehyung, prepare a contract. I message you the terms. He said. Within 30 minutes, Hyunwoo, his right-hand man, entered the room, holding a stack of neatly printed documents. Taehyung didn't take his eyes off you even for a second. For that entire half hour, you sat there on the bed, stiff and scared, your hands held tightly together on your lap. You didn't move. You didn't speak. You couldn't. And Taehyung, he kept watching you. Like he was trying to memorize you. Strip you apart with his eyes. Own you without touching. Even Hyunwoo looked confused. His gaze shifted between you and Taehyung. Because no girl, was ever allowed inside Taehyung's bedroom. Yet here you were. And not just inside. On his bed. And Taehyung was looking at you like you weren't a prisoner. But a possession. His salvation. His obsession. You flinched when he finally placed the contract and a pen in front of you. You looked at it, hesitant. Until his gun gently traced your neck. You knew what he was silently saying. You signed. Your hands trembled as you wrote your name. You didn't even know what you were signing completely. He didn't give you a chance to read it, until now. As he walked away, he looked at you once more. Taehyung, you'll stay here tonight. He said, before leaving the room with Hyunwoo. You sat alone in the large, dimly lit room, holding the contract in your hand. You opened it slowly and felt your heart stop. The rules were strict, cold, and terrifying. But the one that shook you the most? If the subject speaks to anyone other than Mr. Kim Taehyung without permission, a penalty of $10 crore shall be applied immediately. You choked. You couldn't even earn that amount in 7 lifetimes, unless you were reborn as Ambani's cat. Your head dropped. Your hands shook. You were trapped. Caged. This wasn't a palace. This was the monster's lair. And you? You were his new favorite toy. And the worst part? He didn't even give you dinner. The servant came to your room with a simple message. Servant, boss is calling you. Come to the ground. Your heart dropped. You didn't know what he wanted now. You walked quietly, your eyes down, your hands clenched at your sides, trying not to tremble. As soon as you stepped into the open ground outside the mansion, your eyes slowly lifted. There he was, sitting high on a massive black horse. Tall, straight posture, black shirt folded till elbows, dark gloves on his hands, and those sharp eyes already locked on you the moment you stepped out. A smirk slowly stretched across his lips. He moved his horse closer to where you were standing, the sound of its steps echoing in the silence. Taehyung, ever rode a horse before, senorita? He asked casually. You slowly shook your head without lifting your eyes, staying completely silent. His eyes narrowed slightly. Taehyung, climb up that stool, he ordered, his voice suddenly sharp and deep. You hesitated. But one glare from him was enough. You obeyed quietly and stepped onto the wooden stool beside the horse. Before you could even prepare yourself, he reached out and pulled you up like you weighed nothing, a swift motion, and you landed straight on the horse, seated right in front of him, your back pressed against his chest. Your eyes widened. Your lips parted slightly in shock. Before you could even react or balance yourself, he kicked the horse forward, and it ran. Fast. Too fast. You gasped loudly, your hands instinctively grabbing his wrist as the wind slapped your face. Your eyes shut tightly, the fear rising in your throat. Taehyung, you can speak, he said darkly behind you, sensing your fear. Please. I'm scared of speed, slow it down, please. You whispered, still holding his arm tightly. You could feel him chuckle behind you, his chest vibrating against your back. Then his lips came dangerously close to your ear. Taehyung, forget the speed, senorita. Just enjoy the view, he whispered, his breath warm against your skin. You couldn't relax. Your breathing was fast, hands trembling. Finally, he pulled the reins and the horse came to a stop. You didn't open your eyes until he whispered in his husky tone. Taehyung, open your eyes. You hesitated, but slowly lifted your eyelids. Your eyes widened. A soft gasp left your lips. It was stunning. The open valley, glowing in the golden light of sunrise. The sky painted in soft oranges and pinks, hills spread out like a dream. You had never seen anything so beautiful. You were lost in the view. But he was lost in you. His eyes weren't on the sky. They were on your face. His hand had already wrapped around your waist, holding you close, but you didn't even realize it until you felt his breath against your neck. He was leaning in slowly, almost lazily, taking deep breaths. Taehyung, you smell like danger wrapped in vanilla, he whispered near your ear, voice laced with sin. Taehyung, sweet enough to ruin a man, addictive enough to destroy him. You froze, your breath caught in your throat. You shifted a little to move away, but he immediately pulled you tighter, making your back hit his chest again. Then, without any warning, he lifted you in the air again, making you yelp softly, and this time, he turned you to face him, landing you back on the horse, now sitting face to face with him. Your eyes met his. So close. Too close. You looked down immediately. But he didn't let you look away. Taehyung, wrap your legs around my waist, he ordered. You stared at him in shock, heart nearly stopping. You quickly shook your head in fear. Taehyung, do it, he said, his voice calm but threatening. Taehyung, unless you want me to ride this horse again at full speed, or better. His gaze dropped to your lips. Taehyung, I could kiss you again. Right here. While riding. You gulped. Your hands clutched his shirt as you slowly, tremblingly wrapped your legs around his waist. He smirked darkly. Then he pulled your hands and wrapped them around his neck. One of his hands slid behind your lower back, holding you close, while the other grabbed the reins. And then he made the horse run again. Fast. You let out a shaky gasp, arms tightening around his neck, pressing yourself against him without meaning to. He grinned, his eyes wild, amused, and obsessed. He wasn't just riding the horse. He was riding your fear, your helplessness, your silence. When the horse finally returned to the place it started from, he slowed down and stopped completely. Before he could say anything more, You pushed yourself off his lap and jumped down from the horse, nearly tripping. And then you ran. You ran like a madwoman back toward the mansion. And behind you, Taehyung laughed. Loudly. Like a complete maniac. A psycho. Exactly what he was. 7 days. It had been 7 whole days since you last saw him, Kim Taehyung. No threats. No cruel smirks. No commands. Only silence. And for once, you felt safe. Almost free. You heard whispers from the staff that he had gone out for some dangerous Mafia mission and he wouldn't be coming back anytime soon. It felt like a small crack in the wall of your prison. A chance. Your heart beat fast as you closed the door of your room and pulled out the phone you'd secretly hidden. Your hands shook as you typed the number, his number. Your secret boyfriend. The one you thought would save you. The one who had once promised to be your protector, your way out. You held the phone close to your ear, your voice already choking with tears, ready to whisper the truth of your hell. But instead of his voice, what you heard was, "Girl, yes, yes." A woman's moans. Not once. Not twice. 3 times. Then, a soft grunt from a male voice, his voice. "Boy, who's that?" He asked, panting slightly. Your heart stopped. Your hands went cold. YNW what? What are you doing? You asked, your voice breaking. There was a pause. A long, uncomfortable silence. Then the girl's voice came through, giggling. "Girl, can you not disturb us? He's inside me right now. Let him enjoy." That was it. Your knees buckled as your eyes welled up. The phone trembled in your grip. You didn't even get the chance to speak again because the phone was suddenly snatched away from your hand. You gasped and turned around, only to find him. Taehyung. He was back. Your eyes widened in fear as he threw the phone to the floor. It shattered into pieces, making you flinch. His voice was sharp and terrifying. "Taehyung, didn't I warn you to stay silent until I gave permission? Not even a word, remember." He moved closer, but then his gaze fell on your tear-streaked face. There was fear in your eyes for him. But the pain wasn't for him. It was for someone else. And that amused him. His lips curled into a slow, mocking smirk as he gently wiped a tear from your cheek. "Taehyung, what happened?" he asked, voice low but dangerous. You looked down, refusing to answer. But he wasn't the type to be ignored. He grabbed your arm roughly, pulling you close. "Taehyung, I asked you a question." He growled. Your lips trembled. "YNH cheated." You whispered. That was enough for him. He leaned in, lips grazing your cheek, then closer to your ear. "Taehyung, so, he's F***ing another girl while leaving a senorita like you all alone? What a foolish man." Then his eyes darkened, voice dripping with filth and provocation. "Taehyung, but tell me, why are you really crying? Because he's F***ing someone else? Or because he never F***ed you?" You gasped, eyes widening in horror as his finger traced slowly across your jaw, then to your collarbone. "Taehyung, tell me, do you want someone to do it to you too?" He whispered, possessively, teasingly. You shook your head, your whole body trembling. But he didn't care. He snuggled into your neck, his nose brushing your skin. Then, without mercy, he started kissing, sucking, and biting, leaving wet, burning hickeys. Your tears fell faster. You tried to push him away, but his grip on your waist only tightened. His lips still against your neck, he murmured. "Taehyung, the contract says you live here, shut your mouth, follow my orders, but it never said I can't touch you. You said yes, knowing I'm a Mafia. In my world, this is normal. Your mistake." You bit your inner cheek to stop yourself from screaming, then whispered, "Wyan, I hate womanizers." He paused, then slowly lifted his face and whispered right near your lips. "Taehyung, then be glad, senorita. Because I'm not a womanizer. You're the first woman I've marked as mine, and the last." Still, you tried to push him away again, your body shaking. He let out a sharp breath of frustration and leaned in again. "Taehyung, if not this, then your punishment is worse. From now on, you'll sleep with me every night. That'll be your way to pay off your penalty," he said coldly. You froze. You shook your head violently, whispering, "Wyan, no, please, no." But he didn't even flinch. He dragged you to the cupboard, opened it, and gestured toward the clothes inside. "Taehyung, pick something nice. I want you on my bed when I return. That's an order." And with that, he walked away. The door shut behind him. And you? You fell to the floor. Shaking. Broken. Tears streaming down your face. A soft, hopeless laugh escaped your lips through the sobs. Wyan, just a few months ago, I ran away from my abusive family, hoping for a new life. And here I am again. Still trapped. Still helpless. Just the monster has changed. You wiped your tears with the back of your hand, whispering, Wyan, I thought I left the cage. But it seems I just walked into the lion's mouth, with tears. You laid there on the soft, but unfamiliar bed, your body stiff and cold despite the warmth of the blanket that covered you. Your eyes were wide open, staring blankly at the wooden ceiling, but your mind was screaming. Right beside you, so close that you could hear his every breath, was Kim Taehyung, the Kim Taehyung. The Mafia boss who kissed you like he owned your soul. The man whose presence alone felt like a tight chain around your neck. He wasn't asleep. In fact, he was watching you. His intense eyes never left your face, and his hand gently ran through your hair again and again, like he was trying to comfort you, or like you were a toy he was just enjoying. You didn't even blink. Not once. Because the moment your eyes shut you feared that he would touch you again. That he would take more from you. That he'd make you his in a way you couldn't undo. Your heart thudded painfully in your chest, trapped between panic and exhaustion. Your arms were frozen at your sides. You wanted to move. You wanted to scream. You wanted to disappear. But you did nothing. He shifted slightly. You could feel his breath brush against your temple. Taehyung, you haven't slept at all, have you, senorita? He whispered lowly, almost mockingly. His voice dripped with amusement, and something else, something darker. You remained silent. Taehyung, still scared. He asked, his fingers now slowly trailing along your hairline. Taehyung, you think I'll break you while you sleep? Your lips quivered. Not a word left them. He chuckled softly, but it wasn't warm. It was chilling. Taehyung, you already know there's no way out of here, right? This place, this jungle, it's mine. And everything in it, including you. You swallowed hard, blinking slowly for the first time in hours. He leaned in, his lips brushing your ear, making your entire body tense again. Taehyung, so why not relax, You're going to be mine either way. Might as well stop trembling. You wanted to scream. You wanted to claw at his face. But you were trapped. He got up slowly, as if reading your every fear, and whispered, Taehyung, you're lucky I'm patient. For now. Then, he closed his eyes while putting his face on pillow closer to yours. It's not like you don't thought about running away from here, but it's impossible. Even if you run away, then there's no way he won't caught you in just a few hours, and then the punishment will be really cruel. And that night, once again, you didn't sleep. You were standing silently in the kitchen, the cold glass of water pressed against your lips, but untouched. Your hands were trembling, eyes heavy with sleeplessness, yet mind fully alert. The dark circles under your eyes were visible, but what truly weighed on you wasn't just the lack of sleep, it was the presence of the man who haunted your nights. Taehyung. For days now, he had been sleeping beside you. Not touching, not speaking much, but sleeping beside you as if it were a punishment in itself. You hadn't closed your eyes once. Not when he was in the room. And now you heard whispers. Two maids were standing near the pantry, unaware of your presence behind the fridge shelf. Their voices were low, excited. Maid 1, giggling, you know last night, Sir met me near the corridor. He pinned me to the wall and gave me hickeys right here. She giggled again, touching her neck. Maid 1, he was so rough. I swear, I couldn't even walk straight after that. Your fingers tightened around the glass. The water sloshed slightly. Your jaw clenched. Last night? Asterisk, he was with me the entire time. Watching me. Not even blinking. Asterisk, your eyes narrowed. A strange wave of anger mixing with confusion. Maid 2, rolling eyes, oh please, stop it. Everyone here knows Taehyung sir has never touched any girl in his life. He hates women. Thinks they're all disgusting. Except. Her voice dropped a bit. Maid 2, except her. That girl he brought a few days ago. Your breath hitched. They didn't see you. They didn't know you were listening. The first maid scoffed. Maid 1, yeah. But I'm telling you, the way he looked at me dash. Maid 2, cutting her off, you must have imagined it. Even the guards joke about it, he's like a monk until she came. You didn't see how he looked at her when she tried to run. Like he would tear the world apart just to punish her, or maybe just to keep her. You quietly stepped back, hiding again in the shadows of the kitchen shelf. Your heart was thudding too loud in your ears. You didn't know what bothered you more, the lies she said. Or the truth in what the other one said. He never touched a girl before me? Then why you? Why did his hate look so much like obsession? Why did his silence feel heavier than his threats? You didn't know. But you did know one thing. You were not just some prisoner to him. You were something else. something he wasn't willing to let go. And that truth scared you more than any gun. Tonight felt unusually quiet. For the first time in days, Taehyung didn't enter your room. There was no sound of footsteps, no cold stare meeting yours, no uncomfortable tension in the air. And somehow, that silence gave you peace. You didn't even realize when your heavy eyes shut. For the first time in so many nights, you actually fell asleep. But peace never stays long in this mansion. Suddenly, around 2:30 a.m., something soft tickled your foot. It was gentle, like a feather brushing your skin. Your eyes fluttered open in confusion. And in a flash, your body sat up, pulling your foot back in panic. Your heart skipped a beat. It was Taehyung, sitting near your legs, smiling faintly, as if nothing was wrong. His fingers were still in the air where your foot had been a second ago. "What the hell are you doing?" Your eyes screamed, though your lips stayed shut. His smile didn't fade. In fact, it deepened just slightly. His voice came low, calm, and unexpected. "Taehyung, what do you think about marrying me?" Your whole body froze. Your lips parted, but no words came out. You stared at him like you didn't hear it right. But then he repeated softly but clearly. "Taehyung, marry me." You finally found your voice, though it was barely a whisper. "Why? Why do you want to marry me?" Taehyung looked into your eyes like he was reading every thought you tried to hide. Then he said plainly, without a blink. "Taehyung, because I want to touch you." You clutched the blanket tightly, your heart beating wildly. His words sent shivers down your spine. He sighed and leaned back slightly, rubbing his hand through his hair, his expression suddenly softer, more human. "Taehyung, I don't know what love is. I never learned. I've seen people cry for love, beg for it, even die for it. But I never understood it," he admitted. He paused, then looked at you again, his voice getting a little lower. "Taehyung, but there's one thing I know. I crave you. Not like those cheap things people feel. I crave you in a way I never did with anyone. I don't want a one-night thing. If I touch you once, I swear, I'll never lay a hand on another woman for the rest of my life." Your throat felt dry. You looked at him in silence, eyes narrowed with 1,000 questions. One finally slipped out. But why marriage? You're a Mafia. You could still touch me without my permission." He gave a small, quiet laugh, one that held no humor. Then he raised his eyebrow and tilted his head. "Taehyung, do you want me to touch you without permission?" His question hit you hard. You quickly shook your head, biting your lip in regret for asking that. Still, you gathered some courage and asked in a firmer voice. What if I don't allow it, even after marriage?" Taehyung didn't reply right away. His eyes met yours, searching them. Then he answered slowly. "Taehyung, then I won't force you, not even after marriage." Your eyes widened. But why do you still want this marriage?" He leaned a little closer now, his voice honest. "Taehyung, because I want to give this relationship a name. So we can share the same room, without others pointing fingers at you. If you become my wife, no one will dare say anything wrong about you." There was something different in him tonight. He wasn't acting like the cold monster you had seen in the past. His voice was calm, his face was serious, and yet, there was softness in his words. You looked at him closely. If I marry you, will I get freedom? Will I be allowed to go outside, to talk, to live?" He nodded. You took a deep breath, then asked slowly. "You won't hit me, even after marriage? You won't force me for anything?" Taehyung blinked, genuinely surprised by your question. But then, he nodded again. "Taehyung, as long as you don't try to run away from me, I won't even raise my voice." You were quiet for a moment. Then in a whisper, you asked your last condition. "You won't do that with me unless I'm ready? And you'll always ask for my permission when it comes to my body." He gave a low chuckle and nodded once more. "Taehyung, if that's what it takes to keep you beside me, yes." You nodded slowly. But suddenly, a thought came to your mind and you lifted your gaze again. Make a contract. With every single term written in it. You said firmly. Taehyung actually laughed now. Not mockingly, but almost happily. A light smile tugged at his lips. "Taehyung, fine. I'll do it." It wasn't a love story. It wasn't a fairy tale. It wasn't even an arranged marriage. It was a marriage of need. Two people. Two different worlds. One bound by obsession. The other by survival. He was a Mafia. Dangerous, cruel, feared. But still, better than many men who never ask, never care, and never stop. This wasn't romance. This was a story written only because the author chose mercy. Reality doesn't work this way. In real life, monsters don't ask. They take. You stared at Taehyung as he moved closer. His expression turned soft again. "Taehyung, can I kiss you?" he asked. You quickly shook your head in refusal. He gave a small smile. "Taehyung, then, can I give you hickeys?" You again shook your head, more firmly this time. He chuckled softly. "Taehyung, okay, can I at least hug you?" You hesitated, but slowly nodded. A rare, gentle smile spread across his face. Slowly, carefully, he leaned forward and pulled you into his arms. His embrace was warm, tight, and filled with something unknown. Not love, maybe, but something that felt a little like it. He tucked his face into the crook of your neck, breathing you in like he finally found peace. And you sat frozen, letting yourself be held for once, not out of fear, but out of strange comfort. It was a strange story. Not sweet. Not innocent. not pure. But it was yours. The end.